Sabbath, everyone. My name is Emma Clark, and I'd like to read to you a verse from Psalm 100, verse 4. It says, "Enter into his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful to him and bless his name." On behalf of SVA, I would like to thank you all for welcoming us here and letting us worship with you guys. So now let us worship God some more with more music. Amen.
Good morning, church. Happy Sabbath. Our first hymn, our hymn will be Joyful, Joyful. Hymn number 12. Please stand if you will.
Before to worship you. And please send your spirit to be with us so we can worship you with our whole hearts and become closer to you. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Please be seated. It is now time for our children's ministry. So our young people will go around with baskets to delicately move around you and to collect monies on behalf of the children's ministry and Tidewater Adventist Camp. Just find a spot there, and Miss Sierra is going to tell us. Make yourself comfortable. Good job. Make yourself good. Everyone's so beautiful.
What do you guys like to do in the summer? You like to swim? You like to play with your toys? How many of you guys like to play with your toys? Yeah? It's fun. Well, this last summer, we went on a trip, and that's what I like to do in the summer. On summers, we go on trips and we have adventures, right? Do you guys do that too? Well, this summer we decided to go to Europe. And there were lots of plane rides going to different places, right? And we got on a plane one day, and we had all of our bags. When you go on a trip, you have lots of bags, huh? And you have to carry them all. And we climbed on the plane, and we put them up above our seats, and we sat down. And we enjoyed our flight. We looked out the window and saw all kinds of pretty things. And when we landed, we had to carry all those bags off the plane. So we were trying to decide who was going to carry what. And each person picked one up, and we left the plane. And we went through the airport, and we walked a long, long time. And we finally were getting ready to go get a car. And we stopped to count the bags. There was 1, and there was 2, and 3, and 4, but where was bag number 5? We had left it on the plane, and we were very worried worried, and I was worried because it had my Bible in it. And that Bible was very important to me. So my mom went running back to the airline, and she asked, if they'd found a bag on the plane. They said, no, we didn't see anything on the plane. And we went to Lost and Found, and they said, no, there's nothing here like that. So we decided we had to leave the airport. And we continued our trip. And we kept calling them and saying, have you found the bag? Have you found the bag? And they hadn't found the bag. And we filed a report, and it was just, we kept trying to contact them, and they said, no, it's not there. So we finally went home. We finished the whole trip, and it had been 6 whole weeks. And we had been praying and praying and asking God to please help them find the bag. And finally we decided that we just weren't going to get it any longer. It wasn't going to come, and that was going to be okay. And my mom decided to email the airline one more time. And when she did, guess what they said? They found it! And after all that time, it had been in Lost and Found, and they were able to mail it back to us, and I got my Bible back. Now in Philippians 4, 6 and 7, it says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. So even if it's something small that you think God's not worried about, He'll take care of it because He loves you and He wants to listen to what you have to say. Let's pray. You want to pray? Okay.
Dear Jesus, thank you for everything. Thank you for helping us with our problems in our life, and for everything you've done to sacrifice so we could live. Amen.
You can go back to your seats.
Church Prelude. Who would have thought that a church organization that began with a handful of believers in the mid-1800s would now number well over 20 million? This is all because of our wonderful Adventist message and our deep devotion to evangelism, both public and personal. It is no doubt also due to our faithfulness in tithes and offerings, which fund the mission. When you think about it, however, the early Christians in Acts 2 had no organizational infrastructure, but what they did was lots of love for another. They provided strongly for the needy among them, and they went forth preaching the word in great faith. Let us today demonstrate great faith and love as we return a faithful tithe and give liberally to the needs of our congregation. May the deacons please come up. Let's pray. Dear Jesus, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here and share our faith. Help us to always be faithful servants to you and to bless others as you have blessed us. Amen.
for today is found in Romans 10:14 and 15. It says, "How then shall they call on him in wisdom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach unless they're sent?"
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sabbath. We are very happy to be here. We are blessed to be able to join with you in worship to our God. If you heard the verses that were read by Sophia, Romans 10, it was a question. What was the question? How can they worship, right? How can we worship? Can we worship God this morning? Are we worshiping God? Yes, amen. We are worshiping God. So, who is this question for? If it is, we are worshiping God here, and the question is, how can they worship? Who is the question for? Is it for us, or is it for someone else?
For God.
Let me read it again.
And for us.
So it's on Romans chapter 10, verse 14. And it says, how can they call on the name they have not believed? And how can they believe and worship in the one whom they have not heard? Who is the question for? So it's talking about people that doesn't know how to worship, but the question is not for them. It is for us, right? Because it's asking, they don't know how to worship. We are very blessed to be able to be here worshiping, but how can we will want them to worship too, but if they don't know it, they won't be able to worship. So if we are here worshiping together and having a good time of fellowship with God, we should be able to share with them so they can also worship. That's the question, the main question. And that's the main question for our whole worship today. We are on a journey in our lives. We come from it's not very far away, so it was like 4 hours maybe. We came today in our worship. Where is Sophia? Can we add one, go forward one slide? So,
Is that you?
what is that?
That's you.
That was this morning, right? When we were coming here, we begin our journey very early today. Yes, the kids. It's good that you don't see all of them over there. We just see a little bit, but you don't see all of them because they was early in the morning to be able to be here, and that's the road. We'll go one more. So when after a while that we were traveling, the sun came out. So it was beautiful, and it's been like 4 hours to come here, and it was great. We need to get up really early and do our things to be ready here, but it is a privilege. So, I don't know, in your life, how is your journey right now? I don't know, because I just met some of you. Maybe you are going through a very pleasant time. Your life is good and you're happy, and praise the Lord for that. If that's your experience, praise the Lord for that. But maybe you are going through a rough time. Maybe there is some problems in your family. Maybe there is some problem in your work. Something that you're struggling with. And that's life, right? And the Lord will help us to go through, but it's difficult when you are going through some problems.
Amen.
And also, we want this morning to think on this journey that our life is. If it is a journey, it's because we are going somewhere, right? And this same apostle, the Apostle Paul that wrote Romans and was asking this question, how can they will be able to worship if we don't tell them and everything? When he was talking about himself and about his life, he says in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, if you want to look for it, 2 Corinthians chapter 11, and I will read verse 23. And he's talking about his life, and he says, either servants of Christ, I am too. I have worked much harder. I've been in prison more frequently. I've been flogged more severely. I've been exposed to death again and again. That was his life journey. He has been in a shipwreck, he was being in prison, all because of what? Because his belief. Because he was trying to do what? To preach the gospel. So he was trying to tell others about the marvelous experience that he had, and because of that he went to some rough times. And so I don't know what is your experience. Maybe you are not going through rough times. Praise God. But there may be those times. But even there, if we lose the focus that we need to tell others, then it will lose all the purpose. So we will sing some songs now, and we will begin this journey of worship together here. The first song is about the journey that the orchestra will play. But I want you to think during the whole worship, how is my life? How is my journey with God? I am going through good times, through bad times, and overall I am living what I am supposed to live. Am I telling others about Jesus? I am sharing with them so they can worship with us. And I want to invite you to hear the songs, but to worship with us. Not just listen to what we are doing, but be part of the worship that we are having.